Hello, perv lords, scrub lords, and everyone in between would be me if there wasn't some kind of problem going on. Despite what ended up happening last week, which was me not being in a healthy position, I am so this time. Also, any music that you hear in the starting soon section is from Game Chops. They're on YouTube. Check them out. Copyright free unless it says so in the description. Be aware. So, I want to introduce you to something up top that's a little new. I have permission from my Friday co-host, Gaiman, to help him get a PC that wasn't bought from Walmart. I plan on getting him the same build that I have. And it's gonna cost a bit of cash. I'll be putting some of my own into it, but to manage this, I'm gonna need help from, well, you guys. I know I don't have many people who come and watch my stuff, but even $1 can help. The power supply fund, it's gonna go all the way for 181 days, which is until the end of the year. Hopefully we'll manage to get a power supply for him by then, and then we can work on to the next goal. Anything that is relatively on the cheaper side, I will straight out just buy. So, any money that is given to me will be used to go directly to Gaiman's PC fund. So, if you have a few spare bucks, then maybe you can help someone out. Without further ado, let's continue. I was a teenage exocolonist and hope my PC doesn't kill itself again. Because that's what happened last time. The Strato Colony. So what was I doing last time? Oh yeah, I should actually move this out of the way. That way I can see everything. It's a little on the dark side, but it looks readable. Legible. That's the word. I hope I don't have to move myself too far. Welcome to the world of gloom. Wah! Okay, maybe I do have to move that again. Maybe I make it a little smaller. There we go. An enemy holds her stomach as you approach. Does the air here make you feel funny all the time, or is it just me? Okay, the accents, the voices, they're not going to be the same. It's been 2 weeks, and I have been away from this game. And I'm coughing too much. Not a good start. Or is it just me? She wonders. I feel like I could eat a whole one of them mushroom trees. Just... She mimes, shoving an entire giant mushroom in her mouth. Well, I don't have anything for you, so... Hello, Mother! Sorominika! That's what I called my character! Sorominika! Your mom's still... Oh, she's not Mom. And who are you? It's been that long, I don't remember who the mom is. God damn it. Empathy and toughness are my highest stat. Your mom stopped by. Oh, this is Mom. Damn it! I read it wrong. Your mom stops as you walk by. What are you doing out your quarters? It isn't safe out here. But I'm going to school. She nods with grudging approval. Fair enough, she replies. Stay close to the stratospheric. Got it, we don't know what's out here this time of year. As you walk away and are just out of earshot, you hear her mumble, stars. It's beautiful out there. Do we actually go to shul? But I'm going to shul. Humanities, engineering, life science. Let's see, what was I working on? Let's see, reasoning, empathy, engineering, biology. Oh yeah, I thought biology would be a good idea if we come across monsters. We might learn shit. Tang is absent almost all this month. Hal explains that Chief Engineer Instance has asked for Tang's help with a few experiments. Because you're judged on what you know, not what you prove you've learned in class, many older students choose to skip the class and instead get hands-on experience in their field of interest. Tang's been working closely with Instance since she was a kid, studying the life sciences. I'm thinking I can actually move over here, but maybe if I move here, my brain is like, I need to make things look beautiful. Alright. So I'm out of the way of the important stuff. Alright, so 1, 2, 3. That's 12. And that would be a super goal! Yo, I got 6 biology! Yo, oh, I have stress out the butt though. It's daytime when the emergency sirens start up. Well, what passes for day. It's still nearly pitch black except for the eerie green twilight glow on the horizon. You look toward the gate. They're open. Wait, they shouldn't be. They're broken! Uh-oh. Oh no, more stress. The alert blares out of every speaker in the colony. It's the same one you used for hull breaches and fires. And in space it meant you were supposed to go to the nearest emergency shaft and put on your spacesuit. On Vertumna, it means to go to the assembly point and wait for instructions. The closest assembly point, help fight. Bravery. That was something I wanted. You hear shouting and loud popping noises. Gunfire! Is the colony under attack? Hide in the creche. You find Deese in the creche and join him hiding under the arts and crafts table. The lights are dim. You scared? He asks quietly. Of course I'm scared. I thought I would be, but I'm not, he says. I'm not scared of stuff like this. Wait, did you go out the wall? You little shit. You can't help but glance to the hollow projector on the wall. The one that electrocuted your classmate Tammy earlier this year. The glowing bear looms over the room and for a moment looks like a more like a monster than a toy. You grew up here. It feels weird to be hiding here, like you're just kids again. You hear more gunfire and yelling, but within half an hour, they play the all-clear tone. Chief Surveyor Tonin comes in to let you know it's all safe now. As the lights come back in, you glance at the hologram teddy bear again. Tonin was Tammy's dad. How can he be sure it's safe? How can he be sure anything's safe? You're relieved when your parents arrive with an ashen-faced Cal. They won't talk about what happened at Geoponics. After 2 weeks of darkness with the blue sun barely skimming the horizon, it begins to move higher in the sky and daytime returns. The council admits they don't know how the gates were opened or how the creatures even got in. Some of the attacking creatures were once thought to be docile, others were species nobody had seen before. It was like something had driven them to assault the colony. At least nobody was killed this time. Glow. Early quiet. Childhood is fleeting. This game will end when you reach age 20. So you should focus on a few new skills to improve and friends to spend time with. Use the skills and friends button at the top of the screen to keep track of them. Telling a violent tale. Hiding in the creche. Start age 11. Yo, best buddy. Tangent is standing still with her face held up to the sky, letting blue snowflakes land on her cheeks. They melt almost immediately. She doesn't move as you approach. After a minute, she winces and rubs her eyes. It stings, she says. It's because it's made of acid. Run away from the acid snow! Acid snow? Tangent nods. Professor Hal says it isn't harmful. It is an important part of the natural cycle. Freezes at 12 degrees Celsius and turns into tiny crystals that are so heavy they fall from the clouds. You can see them under a microscope. She sticks her tongue out and lets some of the flakes fall on it. It tastes kind of sour, but sweet, she observes. Fascinating. Tang pulls a sample out of her coat. A sample jar out of her coat. We know what it's made out of, but our understanding is incomplete, she says, placing the jar on an outcropping of rocks. The big mushrooms changed in shape and color before the snow began to fall. I wonder if there's some sort of signal that precedes the changing of seasons. What happens if I expose samples collected in dust season to the snow from quiet? A small, excited smile creeps across Tang's face. There's so much to learn about this planet. I can't wait. You need some time off. Oh, very much, but I want to talk to everyone. Dis sits before a collection of rocks, grouping by color and texture. As you watch, he takes another rock from his pocket and stacks it with its kin. He looks up at you. What? He says flatly. You've never seen rocks before? Does this interest you? How dare you eat this worm? I dare you to eat the worm! Eat the worm! Nope. Okay, I guess that's that. I think I'll get in a good old-fashioned break. Relax in the lounge. You nestle in the cushions, close your eyes, and listen to music. You have an archive of over 100 years of music to choose from, but still, you wonder what new songs they're writing these days, 10 million light years away from Earth. The only new music you've heard is when the adults have come up with a new space shanty. It's nice, good music for harmonizing with your friends as you work. but it's not really something you want in your ears all the time. What did I forget? Crawling or discovering? I forgot how to crawl. I forgot about crawling. So much has happened in the last month since the monster attack during Glow. The idea of this planet as a peaceful utopia has been absolutely shattered. The security guards are training new members to keep close watch on the gates now. They're reinforcing the walls and even installing a few robotic turrets. In class, you have drills on what to do if the colonies attack again. In all the excitement, you forgot today was your birthday! Your parents haven't forgotten, though. They wake up early with an enthusiastic shout of surprise! The returning year is only a little longer than a year on Earth, so you've taken up its calendar for birthdays. Yours is the second month of quiet. Spark now drifts slowly past your porthole window as you snuggle with your dad, your mom climbing up to and sits on the edge of your bed. Your dad pulls out a bowl of fruit from behind his back with a flourish, like a magic trick at least. You think it's fruit? What are these? Bobber fruit. Your dad grins. The forager has been picking these just outside the walls. They might look funny, but they're tasty. Try one. You take a cautious bite. The pulp is soft and tastes a bit like lemon, only more blue. I bet you can't wait to join the surveyors out there. Your dad swiftly. Who knows what you'll find? Salamnika is not allowed outside the gates. Your mom interrupts, her voice sharp. It's too dangerous for kids. Well, I know, but eventually, your dad says, but your mom cuts him off again. But not now, your mom replies. Not since the attack, not with everything we know is out there now. You know about the monsters, admit it! Your parents exchange a heavy look. The surveyors knew there was something dangerous out there we hadn't encountered yet. Your mom admits, after a guilty silence, but we didn't know it would attack the colony. We thought if we closed the gates and stayed inside, it wouldn't see us as a threat. We didn't want to scare everyone, your dad adds. It was just a precaution. Even still, your mom says, it's clear that everyone should know how to defend themselves if it happens again. To be clear, this includes knowing when to run away. Your dad nods. Security Chief Red's offering self-defense lessons at the garrison. You know, even for the kids, if you're interested, you should stop by. Your mom gives a stern look. And I've heard stories of kids sneaking outside the walls. If I catch you doing that, I'm gonna put a chip in your ear. Well, do what I want. What, me? Never! Yeah, you better. Your mom retorts, crossing her arms. Early quiet. Next month. Mid-quiet. Well, I know what I'm doing. Garrison! Mr. Garrison! I'm getting in combat training! You attend your first session of Security Chief Rhett's self-defense classes. It's a small class, most security officers and other adults. You and an enemy are the only kids. She gives you a wink and a cheesy thumbs up as you listen to Rhett rant about how everyone in the colony needs to learn self-defense. Yo. 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 Ooh, that's a cool belt. You could be walking along, thinking you're safe. Oh. Okay, so voice. You could be walking along, thinking you're safe within the walls, and a flying animal would swoop out of the sky. Then what would you do? Rhett chops the air with his hand. I'll tell you what you're going to do. You're going to chop the beast right in its throat. Hee-yah! He points at the assembled class, but only if you learn what I'm about to teach you. And the only way to learn is by doing. Who wants to volunteer for a demonstration? I'll do it. Security Chief doesn't scare you, or so you pretend. Rhett is the biggest adult you know, and he's so intense. You step forward, and Rhett nods as he crouches down. Okay, he says. I'm a manticore stalking you through the forest. What do you do? Kick it in the face! Wrong. Use your brains, Alomnika. The first thing you need to do is call for help, then you run. Oh. Grumpy face. Rhett grabs your forearm and hauls you off the ground. Only engage with the enemy when there's no other alternative. No one walks away from a fight without getting hurt. So the first rule of self-defense is to not put yourself in a situation where you need to fight. An enemy still thinks you're cool for acting tough. She gives you another thumbs up. An enemy is cool. Along with Tangent. Tangent is so smart. I have types. Once you learn situational awareness, we'll move on to hand-in-hand self-defense, drawn on a variety of martial arts. Only when I'm confident that you're ready will we advance to weapons. There aren't that many weapons in the colony, mostly stun gloves, batons, a few plus rifles. I almost read that as pastry rifles. I don't know why. You hope you don't have to use them, but it'd be good to know how. As you get older, challenges can have conditions. The challenge suit local, social, mental, or physical. Determine what conditions can appear with what decks best work. Try to collect social yellow cards if you want to win battles for social skills. Empathy, persuasion, creativity, bravery. There's my 11. Minus 1 to 0 to 1. Yo. But if we do this... Nope. It breaks it. So I guess I do this and I win. I worked well in combat. I got 4 combat. Let's go! All my kudos. Mid-quiet. Oh, we're going back to training. I'm not talking. I'm trading. I'm getting in combat training. That's all I'm doing now. You run into Cal and an enemy on a hill behind the garrison at a small construction site. They seem to be throwing logs? There are a bunch of them lying at the bottom of the hill. It's a Kibertos! An enemy shouts to you, then grunts with the effort of lifting a 6-meter long mush tree pole. She throws it like a javelin down the hill and sprints after it. My best record! She shouts and ties a piece of caution tape to the end of the pole. Your turn next. Thicker, heavier one. Challenge mode. Woo wee woo. Cal makes a noise like a siren. Wee woo wee woo. He shouts down to an enemy. Romnika's gonna throw a big one, so you better get out of the landing zone. The pole isn't exactly that heavy, but its length makes it hard to balance. Toughness struggle. You struggle to get beneath it with your knees bent. This is gonna be tough. I fail this one, right? Ah, shite. Can I load? No, this is a part of the game. You gotta fail. You stumble your throw and make the pull only halfway down the hill. Bonus points for rolling. Cal announced an enemy finds another piece of caution tape to mark the pull. You play for the rest of the afternoon, adding rules and variations. You don't stop until the entire stack are in a jumble. It's a wonder you get away with this. You didn't work very well this month. I want my combat. I need my combat. Getting your butt kicked. Part of self-defense is training your body so that it can be ready for any situation. The security chief has you running laps, jumping trees, climbing walls, and sprinting back and forth. He has this inverted anti-grav pad to make your limbs feel super heavy. When you're doing jumping jacks on it and then doing normal gravity, it feels like you could jump straight up through the wormhole. It's exhausting, but not that different from sports ball training. Gonna get my butt kicked. You're getting stronger every day, but at what cost? You go home every night and soak your aching muscles, hoping you won't hurt as much in the morning. You feel like you're getting your butt kicked. And a win with a +1. +1. Welcome to early pollen. I guess we're on the new season. We could talk to people. So then I trapped it in my room. An enemy says, telling you about the bug she saw in her quarters. Its wings were as big as my hand, and it had feathers like, whoo! It was bouncing all over the place, like boing, boing, boing. She gestures excitedly, swinging her arms over her head. The bugs here are so big and they're everywhere. I was gonna give it to Tang. She says she loves gross bug stuff, but she said I should just let it go because if it stung me, I might get weird mutant powers. I mean, other than the one I already have. And I wanted to see if I could get more weird mutant powers. So I started jumping around off higher and higher things until I was jumping off the back of the ship. and I got in so much trouble, but it wasn't even that high. She stops in her tracks. Hold on, she says, stooping to rub irritably at her knees for probably the 100th time in the past 5 minutes. I'm gonna die. I busted my knee and it's so itchy when my scales grow in. Scales? You do have... That's what those are! They're scales! Yo, that's cool! Annie, don't pick at it! Chief Steward Accidenti's voice rings out from across the garrison yard. Pleasant and firm, it instantly transports you back to being on the ship. Krish, tugging at her skirts and calling her auntie. Anemone jumps and stands straight up, her hands flying to her sides. But Mom, Anemone whines, digging her fingers into her knees as... Oh, you don't seem to have scales. Digging her fingers into her knees as Auntie Seaton approaches you both. It's so scratchily itchy. I know, lovely. But everyone here is like a mix of Scottish and Irish. My voice has everyone coming from one part of the world. Almost. With the exception of a few. Mostly the boys. And that guy with the belt. Auntie Seaton soothes her, patting down her riotous red hair. But the more you pick at it, the thicker your scales are going to grow in. Anemone tucks her hands under her armpits to keep from scratching. What if I want to have cool scales? She pouts. Auntie Seaton smiles indulgently. At the rate you're going, I'm sure you'll be covered in them before you know it. No need to rush. Anemone's skin is dotted with patches of protective blue-green scales that grow in whenever she gets cut or scraped. She rubs the patch on her jaw indignantly. The one she got when she ran headfirst into a food synthesizer back on the ship. Learned anemone argument. Auntie Seaton opens her satchel and pulls out a bundle of clothes. The queue for the nano printer is over a week long, so I patched your pants with scraps from your brother's clothing. Please try not to put any more holes in them, or yourself, okay? She hands the clothes to Anemone and kisses her on the forehead. Anemone sticks out her tongue and gags. Yeah! Anemone evaluates the clothing as her mom walks away. Galactic! She breathes as she runs her fingers over the odd-colored patches. Then, right there in the middle of the yard, she unashamedly squirms out of her pants and pulls on the new ones. What? I look like a fighter jet from the Hollows! She exclaims, showing off her new pants. Like when they'd stencil your kill count on a plane! Or like a really cool scar. And then he grins, yeah, you got it! My pants are scarred, just like me. Yo, Anemone is just so cool. I like it. Okay, nothing I can do with you. Hey, boy, bingo bongo. I need a lot more biology for that. Yo, mom, dad, mom, dad, mom, dad, mommy, daddy, mommy, daddy. Hi. You meet your dad adjusting a watering bot in your mom's flower garden. He's having a sneezing fit, his eyes runny and red. You're alarmed. You've never seen him look sick before. People were hardly ever ill in the stratosphere, except sometimes when the zero-G room is made of wheezy. Not to worry, my little beanstalk, he says, nasally. I'll be fine. It's just this pollen making my head a little flubby. He wipes his nose with a handkerchief and looks around. Everywhere you turn, the air is soupy and tinged with pink from all the floating pollen. On Earth, your dad tells you, we used to call this hay fever. Even though it had nothing to do with hay. Even though it had nothing to do with hay. Your mom cuts in, carrying a large bouquet of flowers. The native flowers seem to be in full bloom this time of year. She buries her nose deep in them. And they smell fantastic. Your dad smiles kindly and agrees that they sure are beautiful, then blows his nose loudly. Sniff the flowers tentatively. They do smell good, and they look harmless. Your dad's eyes look so sad, but maybe it's just the allergies. Hello, Lika. I know the last few weeks have been pretty hard on you. This might be a good time to relax and stick around the quarter wing. Alright, Queen Bee. Queen Bish, you might say. She'd be right here if she were alive. Nothing I can do here, so combat training. You and Anatomy are watching the soldiers train. Oh shit! Yo, got elf ears. Is it weird? Does he have like vampire fangs near the end of his smile? That hair. God damn it. God damn it. Her brother Comb is in the training dojo trying out a stun glove. Is that what that big ball is? I don't think so. He leans back slightly as electricity crackles from his fingertips, then straightens up and splays his fingers experimentally towards the target dummy. A streak of lightning arcs from his hand, charging the light bulb above the target to show a successful hit. And this was, wow! Wow! She says, that looks really dangerous. You agree, dangerous and awesome. But I think it only stuns things. She continues, because it's called a stun glove. Otherwise, you could call it a kill glove, I guess. I want to get a stun glove too, she says, copying her brother's motion and splaying fingers out like she's casting a magic spell. But my mom, she doesn't like fighting. She doesn't want me to be a soldier. But she lets your brother do it. Yeah, it's not fair, she pouts. Just because he's older, Com was training with Rhett when he was my age. But my mom, I don't think she likes that. I think because I'm her only daughter, she was hoping I'd be more like Tammy. Always helping in the creche. She stutters. I don't want to be no one's mom. You sit and watch Com light up one target after another with the stun glove, his motion gaining confidence as he learns his new tool. Redraw the hand, +1 with challenge suit. And I knocked it out the park again. Let's go. My combat's leveling up. You're finishing breakfast in the common area when Marzipan. Oh god, her name was Marzipan. No, not Marzipan. That shit you... That's non-stick spray for cooking. No, you did not name the black girl Marzipan. Oh, Oh, that hurts me on the inside. Damn it. That's a funny joke. But also kind of insensitive. You're finishing breakfast in the common room. Marzipan struts in. Look at you eating cereal, she says, turning up her nose at you. I bet you don't even know what today is. Your birthday? No, you dummy, she exclaims, swatting your shoulder. My birthday is in the first month of where? You should better remember that. Learn Mars' birthday. Today, she announces in the room, is St. Valentine's Day. Dis and Cal wander over to hear more. Back on Earth, Mars explains, it was a day when everybody had to give their best friend a gift, especially sweets. And when you put the sweets under your pillow, and it makes you dream about who you're going to marry. And there are decorations of hearts and arrows and pigs. Cal laughs. Pigs? You don't even know. We don't even have pigs here. Before Mars can answer, Diz snorts. This is dumb. Marzipan just made it up to get free candy. He rolls his eyes and walks away. As he leaves, Mars shouts at his back, well, nobody's gonna pick you anyway, you stank. I know who my best friend will be. Oh, really? Who could it be? I'm gonna tell the other kids all about it. So you go around and find your best friend and give him a gift. Make sure you do it by the end of the day or it doesn't count. And if too many people want to be my best friend, I'll hold tryouts for the position. It's only... sorry, I'm using the Scottish accent. It's only fair. She tosses her head. She's obnoxious, so I gave her a better voice than what I normally do. Wow. Mid-pollen. So, tangent or an enemy? Tangent or an enemy? Tangent or an enemy? My friend that I had since childhood, or the person that I'm really growing for. Fuck it. That, you know what? That says it all. An enemy, you're getting a gift. An enemy's kicking a sports ball from foot to foot without letting it touch the ground. She fakes like she's going to pass it to you, then kicks sideways and runs over to catch it before you can get there. Too slow, she giggles. Do you want to be BFFs with this silly girl? Oh, wanna be fat. Let's do it. You offer an enemy some soy sweets. She stuffs one in her cheek, then bumps you with her shoulder so hard you nearly fall over. Sounds cool, she says, like, also, she's got dragon scales. Like, for me, it's not dragon, but it still scales like a dragon. She says, as you rub your arm, okay, best friend, tag, you're it. Can I be friends with you too? Nope. I'm busy saving the colony. Oh. I guess me and my friend from childhood are growing apart. That sucks. My friendship with an enemy's going through the roof, though. Yo, there he is again. Enemy's big brother, Com, teaches karate techniques to the class. Kicks, punches, flips, all the cool stuff. He's much more calm than Security Chief Red, and makes the time to connect with you instead of just relying on intimidation. Kind of wish he was the security chief instead. Maybe one day Rhett can be your boss. Maybe one day Rhett can't be your boss forever, right? Com organizes your first karate tournament. Well, he doesn't call it a tournament. It's more like an exhibition to show off how far everyone's come in their training. There's informal sparring matches and feats of strength like high kick challenges and breaking boards. Despite Com's best intentions, Anatomy's absolutely taking this like it's a competition. She takes her place next to you at the board breaking station and gives you a challenging look. tossing her unruly hair over her shoulder. Is it on? Oh, it's on. You break the board until your hands are red and sore, but it's no competition. An enemy chews through these boards like they're made of soy bars. An enemy is encouraging. You're getting good. You have to focus your power through your body more. Like it's not just your hand doing the work. She says, slapping you on your back. How are her hands not even sore? It was close though. It really wasn't, but it was nice you said so. Defense training. Gotta get a 15. Oh, knocking it out the park. Oh, my stressed cry. I remember that. The candy hiding in the crease just recently. First words. Hello, Blue Wolf. Welcome. I hope you're enjoying DOS stream. That's the first time that the alerts have ever actually worked. Thanks. I hope you're enjoying everything. So with that, we have our 19 win. Ooh, we're getting a lot of stress though. Early dust. Next month. I need 40 toughness. I only have, what, 20? 25. My combat's at 16. I wanted it 20. And then I'll go ahead and try and help out my other friend. I need a break soon. I'm able to get in one more day of training. One more month. Most days, self-defense looks a lot like exercise. You run a lot of laps around the colony and work on increasing your strength and flexibility in the gym. When you get to punch something... Oh, sorry. When will you get to punch something? Okay, we gotta get to 14. Boom, 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 boom. And that's 14 plus 1. Let's go. And I max on what I'm capable of doing. It's time. Once more for Vertumnalia. The mood of the colony has been muted this year, ever since the attack during Glow. Though everything is still cheerfully decorated and the feast table is still heavy with food, mostly soy rations, this Vertumnala just feels different, in a way you can't describe. The colonists gather in the square for Governor Educat's speech. What a year Vertumna has given us. The governor begins. I kept doing that in old person's voice. Whoops. And her weedy voice. I don't know what a weedy voice is, so I'm gonna keep going with the old person voice. I stand before you, so proud of everything the colony has accomplished in such a short time. I have always hoped that we would bring, sorry, I didn't mean to say I meant to say we, I'm not an a-hole. Bring with us the best facets of humanity, cooperation, resilience, and creativity, and the events of this year have given me no reason to doubt my convictions. These creatures were unexpected, but I urge everyone to consider what it means for life here. If Vertumna can sustain megafauna, then that means conditions are good for us as well. Our friends in geoponics are already working on the logistics of domesticating the wildlife. I know how to speak. Your dad, as second cultivator, stands and gives a sheepish wave to the crowd. There's a smattering of applause. Mars elbows you. Hey! She whispers, did you hear? My dad says Edgicot's gonna announce the depot's opening into the public. You shoot her a questioning look and she rolls her eyes. You know, shopping. Somewhere to spend all the kudos we've been saving up. There's gonna be candy, toys, makeup, nice smelling soap. Not the boring kind of the communal showers. You know the concept of shopping. They do it in the holovids on Earth, especially the ones Mars likes. But you've never actually done it. The colony provides everything you need, but it would be nice to shop to buy yourself a treat. My dad gives me an allowance. Of fucking course he does. I work for it. Mara says, shooting you a look of pity. It's too bad your parents make you work for yours. Well, maybe if you'd work for yours, you wouldn't have the voice I give you. Huh? You and Mars turn back to the speeches just as Edgicott, as predicted, announces the opening of the general store at the depot. Mars gives you a knowing look as she claps. Edgicott gestures to the council members to stand. Finally, the council remains unchanged from last year. We are, as always, proud to serve you and the colony as your government. Oh, so if it goes all the way to the fist, we get an entire new government. The music starts up as the Governor Edgicott finishes. Thank you all for your hard work and your perseverance this year, she says over the ruckus. Together, we build the future. The crowd disperses and sets up for the annual Vertumnala Games. Just like last year, there's a talent show, science fair, bot wrestling, now with an obstacle course. Reasoning, 10 or higher. Science fair. I did the bot wrestling last. So let's try to go to the science fair. Gotta change things up, you know. Your competitor for the science fair is, predictably, Tangent. Her project is on tensile strength of various building materials, concluding that mushwood is the best choice when you consider not just strength, but also sustainability and ease of use. The judges want to know what you've been working on. The challenge. I'm gonna fail the challenge, I get the feeling. Next round. I am not succeeding here. I know it. I get that feeling. Again, I don't have the ability to win. So that was bull. But some challenges just aren't winnable. In secret, you've been working on a social experiment on delayed gratification. You've been sneakily studying the adults, taking notes on their snacking habits and their mood. You really didn't come to any conclusion about it, but you present some gossip you've learned. You saw Auntie said it, pick up the biggest, juiciest hydroponic strawberry from a delivery, and ate it herself without sharing. The judges are appalled by the ethical implications of studying people without their consent, and you are disqualified. Tange wins. Minus 50 stress. After the festivals are over, everyone takes time off for a much-needed break. Mars organizes a water fight to take the whole colony. Even the adults. It brightens everyone's spirits, even the thick heat of dust. Unlocked. Relax on the walls in the garrison. You end up on top of the western wall with this, launching water-filled poof shrooms at an unsuspecting anemone in the sports ball court below. The wall seemed a neat place to hang and relax, much quieter than the lounge if you're looking for some solitude. I need one more combat. Give me my combat. Ooh. Minus 100 stress. It guess we've met friendship with this? Okay. I'll keep that in mind. There's so many people training in self-defense today that you have to break out into stations. What do you want to work on today? Capoeira. Smash things with my fist. You're a simple woman with simple pleasures. You want to get absolutely shredded. Luckily, there are tons of things to smash. Boards, bricks, training dummies, weapon racks. Weapon racks? Whoops. Red isn't too pleased with you, but hanging the weapons back up does count as reps. Time to super boost. Boom! 21 super goal! Let's go! Yeah! We got 6 combat. With that, we know some combat. What do we need to help our friend here, though? We need reasoning. Alright, 20 in reasoning. We're at 15 reasoning. That gives me 1, 2. So, it's between these 2. Hey, Spab, gonna be lurking. Got some things to do, but hope you've been doing good. I'm doing good there, Val. I got my first subscriber that actually worked with the alert. I've also got the official gaming PC fund going. So, creativity, engineering. Engineering is something I'm gonna need later. Oh, shit. Yeah. It works now. Hi, kids. The ship's onboard intelligence congruence slides into the room on her ceiling track, and the class cheers. Congruence is so cool. She's like a person, but also a machine. She knows a lot of jokes and can tell you anything about space. She never gets bored or frustrated by your questions. Oh no, is this school simulator all this plus stress? The goal is to get as much skills before my 20th year, because apparently that's when the game ends. And I need to try and survive until I'm 20. We already lost a child last episode, and this episode, our home was attacked. But I have learned level 1 combat. Nothing shall beat me up. Unless they're past level 20 combat. But we don't talk about that. Survive until you're 20. Pretty harsh. Yeah, pretty true, pretty true. You all know me. You all know me, she says. But I bet some of you have questions about how I work. What do you want to know? My brain is big, she explains. It's just enormous, really, much bigger than this little monitor you see. It is connected to the ship's holonet, so anything you can look up on your holopalms, I already know. Do you have to eat and poop? She laughs. Ha, 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 ha. Which has never sounded quite the same as a real person's laugh to you. Makes sense considering the kind of laugh I just gave her. My brain is big. Okay, Mrs. Einstein. Okay, I will be in and out. Alright. I guess you could say I eat electricity, but not in the same way you get energy from food. But no, I have never pooped. I think it sounds kind of neat, actually. She thinks pooping is neat. That's funny. Congruence explains that she had to do all kinds of calculations to help fly the ship and land it, and that she was designed to provide a user-friendly interface to the ship's systems. But Hal has mudded me to be far more than that, she says proudly. Now, I can even tell jokes. Why did the computer cross the road? She asks. Congruence smiles widely. 010100. Code is hard. Code is hard. And with that, I got to 17. Thank you, Boba Fruit. And I got 3 engineering and 2 reasoning out of that. So, persuasion is still crap. Bravery is crap. Reasoning is 17. Engineering is at 15. Back to the powers of engineering! You're bringing study materials to Med Bay when you see something unusual. Tangent, curled up on a bench, her head pillowed on a rolled up lab coat, fast asleep. You stop and stare. You've never seen Tangent sleeping. She's always so busy. You're surprised she even has time to nap. You turn to leave her in peace when you bump into an enemy. Well, I'm hooked on the feel and do 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 do. An enemy says she hardly ever sleeps. Like just a couple hours a night. Is she sick or something? Tangents augment. You look back at Tangent snoozing peacefully. I am so jealous of her genetic enhancement. An enemy says, rubbing at one of her scales, sprouting on her jawline. She hardly needs to sleep at all. You'll probably sit up all night studying in the mornings for the morning's history test. There was a test? Me? I flunked it. An enemy says, matter-of-factly, no biggie though. If I didn't have to sleep, I'd probably play games instead of studying anyway. Tangent's hollow palm beeps a soft alarm. She sits up and stretches, looking totally fresh and alert. She sees you watching her and looks annoyed. Just a power nap, she says. No reason to gawk. Yo, she's got super effective sleep. That is fucking cool. And with that, I have 16, which is 3 more than I need. We're back in early wet, which is the little princess's birthday. Persuasion. Not interested. Oh yeah, I needed bravery so I could hang out with my bud. Here. Oh, toughness. Never mind. I thought it was 20 toughness. That's honky. Reasoning. 1 more reasoning ought to do it. And if I get 3 more engineering, then I'll have 2 level 20s from this job. Let's go! Your first test already? Calm down, class. Hal smiles. This quiz is just to find out where you all stand and what you want to learn in this class. It will help me tailor personalized lesson plans for each of you. The test pings on your hollow palm and you open it. It starts easily enough, suspiciously easy. Sure enough, every section is harder than the last and you're quickly stumped by a question. You know the teacher said you weren't supposed to be able to answer all of them, but you look over at Tang. She just breezed past the test. The competitive gremlin inside of you has an idea. Engineering challenge. Well, I don't want to cheat, so I'm gonna try my best. That's not good. That gets me an 8. That gets us to 9, which I'm going to fail. "17 is the best I can do." Defeated by the test. Great. got about a third of the questions right. The teacher reminds you weren't supposed to get them all, and that many of the questions were for much older students. The point was to see what you needed to work on, not judge you for what you already know. Too bad you didn't get into advanced materials, Tank says, showing you her much higher score. I missed a couple, she complains. Ah, balls. Well, back to engineering. You help the younger students with their architecture work, and by that you mean you help them scavenge a bag of random spare parts and adhesives from around the colony and challenge them to make the tallest structure possible. When that's predictably a disaster, you tell them to make the most structurally sound one instead. Okay, so... What? Come on! I can't fail! I'm doing my best! Trying my hardest here. $13! Yes! Just barely. There we go. There's a commotion in the square. An expeditious vehicle has driven through the gates and is idling in the middle of the square. On an unusual sight, people come down from the command to investigate. Utopia gets out of the vehicle and trudges over to Educat. After a brief conversation, Educat... You see Educat... Educat. That's what I've been saying. Educat. Gesture for people to unload the vehicle and clear the area. You stay out of the way to see what they're unloading. It's a body. No! Not another member of the fam! Shit! There's a body. Chief Surveyor Tonans. Someone quickly covers him with a sheet, but not before the image of his torn open body is seared into your memory. However he died, it was violent and bloody. You feel your stomach cramp with nausea. What happened? Dis asks, coming over to crunch around the corner with you. Crouch around. You share that Uncle Tonin died, and he stares at the sheet-covered body intensely as if he could see through it. Did they say how? They never tell us the truth anyway. Nobody ever tells kids what really happens. Did something eat him? Did he get lost, fall off a cliff? Do they even know? Dis nods, frowning. They don't want us to know about the monsters and other stuff. Worse stuff. They want us to think everything's fine, but it's not. This planet isn't as nice as they say it is. He shakes his head. They hate that they can't control us. You and Dis watch the adults carry Uncle Tonin's body away. From the way he's practicing vibrating, you can tell Dis wants to ask more questions about what happened. After a few awkward minutes, he sneaks away without saying anything. probably to try and go and get a look at the body. At least Tammy isn't around to see this, you think. At least they're together now. Wherever people go when they die. You watch Utopia bend over to get a hug from Edgicott, wiping her eyes as she finally cries. Edgicott has never been the most comforting presence in your life, but it seems to help. Utopia will probably be the next chief surveyor. At 24, she will be the youngest council member. She was only a toddler when the stratosphere left Earth. Apparently, her sharp eye and hoverbike flying skills are the best in expeditions. Fucking ouch. We're back into Glow. There's my buddy. Where's Tangent? I have the skills to help Tangent. You know what? I'm gonna go hang up at the wall, get a minus hundo. After the first attack on the colony, they added lookout towers to the walls. Now you have a place to hang if you don't feel like working. And because it's all the way up here, no adults are going to come ask you to run any errands for them. On rainy days, you take shelter under the pavilions and listen to the pitter-patter of warm raindrops on the grass roof. You can do whatever you want. Ah, this is the life. It's nice to help keep watch. It's nice to help keep watch. Sometimes you offer to fill in on lookout duty so someone can go grab a meal. Maybe someday you'll be allowed to work full shifts as a lookout yourself. But you find it not as relaxing as you'd think. Hey, Salamnika. Hey, Salamnika. Dis pops his head up a nearby ladder and looks surprised to see someone else here. You mind if I sit here too? Ew, just keep your stink downward. Heck yeah! Come on, sit beside. Sure, plenty of room. Two of you dangle your feet off the side and watch the valley below. Dis shuffles a little uncomfortably and doesn't say much. You wonder if this was his private spot to be alone before you discovered it. Took the month off. Minus 100 to stress. I am not forgetting a memory. It's been a quiet glow, but the grim, surreal darkness of the season reminds you of last year's violence. As the months wear on, you overhear the arguments at dinner, adults worrying that an attack is still coming, and others who think the first one was a fluke. Surveyors mention seeing new tracks in the forest, but are shushed so people don't panic. The gates are closed, you drill emergency procedures, going soundlessly from the classroom to the creche to the hideout under your tables, waiting for the sirens to the call of the all clear. You drill and prepare and worry, but nothing happens. Then, just as glow is starting to wane, a toxic purple spill from the wormhole, fading as the suns almost rise past the horizon, the sirens start. You're reading a hollow novel in bed when you hear them, followed by the stomp of boots down the hallway outside your quarters. An alert flashes on your hollow palm. Shelter in the creche, this is not a drill. Shelter in the creche, this is not a drill. You get another message from your dad. Me and Mom are going to stay in the greenhouses. We're safe and follow Auntie Anne in the creche and wait for us, okay? Don't worry. We're way more prepared than we were last year. Love you. Stay safe. Head for the gates. I need bravery. I don't have bravery. You could go to the creche, or you could follow the security guards. To the creche! You head to the children's creche. Even with the emergency lights on, your feet could never forget the way. When you get there, you spot Tangent and Dis huddled together on the beanbag chairs. Dis is stone-faced, as usual, and he's holding Tangent in his arms. You can't remember the last time you saw them this close. Tang must be real scared. You take a seat on the beanbag chair and wait. Other children filter in the room after you. An enemy, her little brother, Nougat. You don't see him. So Cal must be sheltering with your parents in the greenhouse. It's so dumb they won't let us outside. Dis grumbles. We live here too. We deserve to know what's going on. They're treating us like little kids. I'm not even scared. You search his face for signs he's lying to sound cool, but his bad mood is sincere. Tangent smacks his arm. Don't be ridiculous, she snaps. There's dangerous animals out there. Dis just shrugs. Nothing really phases him. You don't hear much from outside. After a while, the sirens sound the all clear, and you all file back to your quarters. Your mom and dad join you right away and give you a big ol' hug, and thank you for following their instructions. When things have calmed down, you overhear your parents talking. I'm not going to be the first to congratulate Rhett, but all of his defensive improvements were exactly what we needed. Your mom grumbles. Ugh, he's going to be the insufferable at the next council meeting. Your dad pats her head. Credit where credit's due, Falulu. He cries and she smiles, desperate despite herself. It could have been worse. Your mom nods and they both sit in silence before your dad speaks again. Poor Hal. He sighs. What a way to go. Hal? Professor Hal? Shit, everyone is dying! Your parents startle. Hey, Pumpkinhead. Your dad says, yeah, they're going to announce it in a few hours. After everyone's had a chance to calm down. He didn't make it. Who's gonna teach class? Your parents exchange a look. Don't worry about that, your mum replies. Classes will be cancelled while they decontaminate engineering, and we'll see what happens after. What the fuck happened in engineering? Why do they need... Did he die in engineering? Fuck. You don't know why the question popped in your head, but you immediately feel weird and guilty for asking. Curl up quietly to think. It feels like there's been some mistake. Your teacher can't just die. He's your teacher. I know that feeling all too well. You try to imagine life without Professor Hal, but you just can't. Early quiet. Get my butt kicked, flunking a test. 23 combat. Not bad. Age 12 starts now. But I wanted to help you. Tangent is storming around the quad in front of engineering, checking notes on her holopalm, gesturing and grunting in frustration. Ugh, this is the worst. Hormonal much? Ow, that's harsh. What's the matter? I can't possibly, she says, her voice cracking. She seems too upset to even explain it. Professor Hal. She tries again. Hal, he was helping me with this project, with this physics chapter, and now he's... She throws her hands in the air, virtual holopalm screens flying everywhere. I can't understand this without him. It's impossible. She chokes. Why did he have to die? I'ma just give Tang a good old-fashioned huggo. Why do I need that much engineering? She stiffens, then lets you hold her. You can feel her shaking. You think she might be crying, but when she finally pulls away, her eyes are dry. Thank you, Solonika, she says. I know you're having a hard time with this as well. Nothing is easy on Vertumna. Even the adults can't protect themselves, it's obvious we're on our own out here. Good luck. Tangent nods, going back to her notes. Thank you, she mumbles. Wanna study together? Tang is seriously considering a large piece of paper. One of the lab's assistants told me that it's impossible to fold a piece of paper in half more than 7 times. She says, this is a myth. You can actually fold a piece of paper in half 12 times. Tang frowns. I cannot abide these anomaly more intelligent than I am passing on heresy and urban legends as fact. It is the duty of all scientists to question what is held up as the truth. You and Tangent sync your holopalms and play a game together where you race to assemble chemical components using a simple programming language. Tangent is a whiz at it and breezes through the levels, barely breaking a sweat. You can tell she's hiding a smile when she looks over your shoulder to help you with a particularly tricky algorithm. So, smart for my age. I need to go up to 40 on those. Bravery. I don't really have much in bravery. School's good. Oh, so we can still do school. Humanities, creativity. Okay, so if I go up here and take a job for a bit. Organizing, perception, friendship with Mars, kudos, and stress. Organizing, perception. Ability to find things and sneak past things. Physical strength and stamina. Dropping in real quick with a hydration and posture. Thank you. Thank you. Very helpful. Animals. Xenofauna, hunting, ranching. Study plants, human body, engineering, which is bare minimum. Organization, neatness, management, maybe. Are both social and dangerous situations. So I need bravery. Where can I find bravery at? This is toughness, friendship with Cal, kudos, strength. So, is the shop open? If so, where's the shop? I can do a lot more because it goes all the way to 100 stress removal now. That's cool. Hi. You step cautiously through the colony gates. Her voice. I've been giving him a lot of Scottish-Irish flair. And she's very much on this side of genetics. So, hello. 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 There we go. You step cautiously through the colony gates. Solomika, how's it going, little sis? Chief Surveyor Utopia steps casually out to bar your way while making it look accidental. Whoa there! You don't know if you're ready to head out there and join the surveyors just yet. Why don't you skedaddle and stick the sports ball inside the walls for now? She rubs her knuckles into her scalp and sends you on your way. I'm tough enough? Well, I'll be. Utopia drawls, grappling you playfully. You ain't lying, kid. You've got grit. Listen, if she tells you. Ah, my eyeball. No, not now. I'll speak to your parents. You're still a bit young, but I'd wager next year you can join the junior surveyors. Just hold on till then. Sorry, Sprout. Dejected, you drag your feet as you walk back through the gates to safety. Psst. What's that? You look around questioningly. Psst. It's Diz. He's hiding behind some bushes. That's so typical. He ends up putting a finger on his lips and motions for you to follow him. Sure, you figure. Why not? He leads you silently along the walls towards the garrison, then crouches down in the bushes between the sports ball field and the security pavilion to fiddle with something. Suddenly he's gone. What? Sneak out in expeditions. You check to make sure nobody else noticed, then scuttle over to where you last saw him. Behind some popflower bushes, there's a drainage pipe to a wall big enough to crawl through. A heavy grate keeps animals out, but it's loose. You could slide it aside to get through. You could sneak out. If the adults won't let you visit the Valley of Vertigo or the Squatus Swamps or the other cool places surveyors get to go, well, you could sneak through here to explore outside the colony walls. If this does it, how dangerous could it be? Bravery, perception, friendship with this. Yo, let's go. Yo, let's go. We're going outside. Yo, let's go. We're outside. Yo, let's go. Events in this area can be done in any order. They won't cause time to pass, but will increase your stress. Return home via the expedition's depot flag, or the home button at the top left of the screen. Watch for collectible items you can bring back as gifts. Events respawn at the beginning of each year, and new collectibles have a chance to appear every season. Keep exploring. Ooh. Hold up, that's challenge. I've never been good at challenges. You leave the path and sneak through a strand of mush trees to one of the little sawmills dotting the area. It's a small but busy operation. 3 people feeding mush tree logs into some kind of machine, while a 4th one directs a 4-legged robot with a plasma saw mounted on the front. Watch what they're doing. You stay out of sight and watch how they do it. When one tree crashes down, it almost seems like the others are wincing? It's probably just your imagination, though. They aren't planting new ones or leaving any behind. You know the mush trees regrow every year, but can they still regrow if you cut down everything like this? Even the smaller trees and bushes are getting ground up for mulch. With a big scary grinder that sounds like a roaring beast. The entire process makes you uneasy, but also proud of how industrious your colony is. Animals. Okay, I'll leave this alone, because I need animal. have a reason for it now. The muck hides interesting bugs and other treasures for those willing to put their hands down the right holes. Sweet, literally, the hole is full of sugar bugs. These palm-sized balls of squish exude a sweet syrup when you tickle them. You fill a bottle with it, then let them go again. Should be worth a few kudos to antecedent in the kitchens. Ahead of you, the road curves right. There's a steep hill leading off to the left. You bet there's a really great view from atop it, but it's going to be scrambled to get up there. You leave your pack at some of the bushes at the base so you'll be lighter on your feet. You start to trek. It's tiring and even steeper when you look at the bottom, but some broad mushroom caps creep around the shade. The view from the top is spectacular. You see all the way to the colony walls in one direction and down a little sawmill in the other. Then you spot it, the rock, the most perfect boulder you've ever seen, teetering right on the edge of the slope you just climbed up. It's almost as tall as you are and must weigh at least 2,000 kilos. But it's practically teetering there. You think with enough muscle you can push it over. There comes a time in every childhood where you must take life by the horns and just push the rock. Chris Redfield, anyone? You shove it with all your might, digging your toes into the hard ground and leaning in. The rock starts to slide, and suddenly it's off with a satisfying lurch, catapulting down the hill, rolling faster and faster, crashing to the bushes, and oh damn your pack, the rock's just rolled over it. You make your way back down the hill to retrieve your bag, now completely destroyed along with its contents. Shoot, you're going to have a hard time explaining this one to your parents, and you're going to need a new pack. Bravery challenge. Still not good at those. Perception challenge. Well, I guess I'll have to try challenge. Oh, it's an easy challenge. Yo, I just destroyed it. Let's go. I am victorious. You walk through the quiet area when noise starts up again. The mystery will have to remain unsolved. Spooky. Pop the float cow. There's nothing for it. You have to pop her dorsal bladder and let the liquid drain out, or she'll never be able to flip over. She struggles and screams as you pop her utility knife and jab it to the bladder. Immediately, you're drenched in a hot explosion. What you hope is milk. Gross, gross, gross. The float cow spirals away as a sudden jettison of liquid propels her away. You hope she'll be okay, but you decide it's not okay with how you smell now. I'ma go home. I'ma go home. I did a lot. I spent the month exploring. You've been having weird dreams as usual. They seem to get worse around a glow. You wake from a dream that has tears drying on your face. Though you can't remember why, just that you were terrified. Whatever it was, it felt real enough that for a moment you just lie in bed with your eyes closed as you try to calm yourself with your breathing. You barely rub your eyes and... Surprise! Surprise! Oh, it's your birthday! Your dad leaps onto your bed and gives you a big cuddle. Happy birthday, little tomato, 12 years old. Wow, can't believe it. No. Your mom answers for you, laughing as she hands you your presents. It was just yesterday. A attendant was showing me how to change your diaper. Ew, stop it. Because it's your birthday, your parents have brought in food from the canteen. So you can all eat together on your bed. As you stuff your face, you open your presents. Which one is your favorite? I have a lot of these cards. A photograph from my best friend. A photophonar. This instrument is a part flute, part paintbrush, and uses a neural link to paint holograms in the air as you play. How did an enemy know? What a great gift. You can't wait to practice it in the lounge. Everyone's gonna love it. Play the photophonar. Yo. As your dad clears away the wrapping paper and the dishes from breakfast, your mom folds her hands on the table and gives you a serious look. Oh no. So, she says, we've been here for 2 years. I know your dad and I always said you're in charge of your schedule. We've been keeping an eye on you. A loving eye. Your dad interjects, stuffing wrapping paper into the recycler pickup bin. A trusting, gentle eye. Professor Hal used to tell us all the time about how hard you're trying in school. Your mom continues. That's great. Your dad and I are really proud of you. Working might seem fun and grown up when you're a kid, but if you want to do more manual labor, you'll need some book smarts too. Your dad joins in. So, it's time to start thinking about how you're going to contribute to the colony when you're older. At the look on your face, he laughs. Don't worry, we're not going to make you get a job right away. We're just asking, what do you want to be when... No! Why does everyone ask this? Fucking hell, bruh! A farmer, a teacher, a mom with like 10 kids, captain of the sports ball team, a famous idol, a monster hunter, governor of Vertumna. I want to be a fucking monster hunter. Your mom laughs. You've been playing too much Holo games, Salonika. She says, hunting monsters? I hope it doesn't come to that here. She rubs her leg under the table where the prosthetic attachment attaches to her. I didn't know she had a prosthetic leg. Just remember, being a hero isn't all it's cracked up to be. Well, your mom starts to get up. I'm sure your friends all want to wish you a happy birthday. She stops and snaps her fingers. Oh, you might not have considered a career as a depot clerk? But Al and Bernie mentioned their daughter Mars is working there, and she needs some help. Now that people can freely order luxuries, it's pretty busy. Marzipan doesn't work there. She refuses to work. She does not work there. She tried to get me to do her job. I did it once. Or twice. Fuzzy. Shut up, eat shovel and shit. Your dad laughs. If you don't take that job, you'll tell Mars I'll be there. Your mom rolls her eyes and smiles. Early, quiet. Mid-quiet. Well, clearly I need to work with animals. Time to shovel some shit. Wait, that's toughness. Oh, this gets me creativity. Practice the photophonare. The photophonare, your photophonare, is part flute, part paintbrush. You point the end of the photophonare in the direction you want to paint. Blow into the other end, and it makes sound and draws holograms in midair. Organizing. Ask a friend. It comes with funny earpiece that fits in your ear and reads your thoughts. Well, not quite. More like it detects the electrical impulses in your head and draws those. You're not really sure how it's done. You sit down and experiment. The photophonare is different for every person, so figuring out how to play is a personal experience. You let your instincts guide you. You wish it was as simple as thinking tree and it paints tree, or even blue and it paints out blue. No, for you it's more like, well, if you think about food, it paints a lot of round bubble shapes. And if you think about something that makes you angry, it draws orange squiggles. Mostly your phonar pictures have a lot of purple lines that dance around. You guess that's your personal style. Okay, actually, once you stop worrying about being good and just think about how it feels, it actually starts feeling fun. Playing the photophonare. I destroyed that challenge. Five, creativity. Some bravery, and a little itty bitty bit of stress. But I'm gonna practice my photophonare again. Practice the photophonare in the lounge every chance you get. It's squeaking and honking only drives away a few people. It worked! Yo, all that creativity's going up. Plus my bravery, only 2 stress, and I get a kudo. My creativity is growing! I can go for one more photophonare session. This also gets me 100 stress now. Okay. You've been practicing your photophonare by watching tutorial videos and copying what you hear, but that's just one part of learning how to make music. It's time to make your own. What kind of style should you use for the composition of debut? Angry and spicy. Slow and thoughtful. Peppy and fun. Angry and spicy. Yes, channel your inner turmoil. What do you want to destroy with your music? My prophetic dreams. You didn't ask for these horrible visions. You sit down to compose your great work. You have a rudimentary grasp on notation, preferring a more instinctive, spiritual approach to music, but slowly something begins to come together. Eventually, you finish. It's music, in the sense that it sounds made by an instrument, but it doesn't have any more going for it than that. But you're proud of it, of course, but when you play it for other people, you can really tell they're forcing themselves to compliment how hard you've worked. They encourage you to keep practicing. Just a kid after all. You can't be expecting to nail it on your first try. Playing the photophonare. Boom! Straight flush. Look at all that creativity coming in. I can do this one more time. Let's go. Your dad comes back from work one day, looking seriously under the weather. He's pale, deep circles under his eyes, and he keeps sneezing. It's fine. He persists. It's just all of this pollen in the air. It's cooking up the whole air tubes. Do you remember hay fever? Flulu. We always got it back on Earth too. Your mum frowns across his arms. We did. She agrees. So why isn't it bothering me? You're a lot tougher than me, sweet pea. Your dad says. Your mom rolls her eyes. I'm sure I have to get used to it. Like you did. He continues. Maybe I'll go for a stroll outside the gates later. Really get a good lungful of the stuff. It'll feel bad for a few weeks, but after that, it'll be fine. Your mum raises an eyebrow. Outside the gates? You? Your dad shrugs, then falls into a fit of sneezing and can't answer. Your mum directs him to go lie down on their bed. You need to rest, not machismo. She scolds him. I don't have a Your dad sneezes. A macho bone in my body. Foo-foo. And I have to fertilize the corn in the pixie beans this week. Your mom grunts. Your dad pulls a handkerchief from his pocket and sneezes into it a few times. Big, yelling, honk sneezes that echo through your whole quarters. He pulls away from his face and you can tell something's wrong. Dad? Dad? Not Dad. No, not Dad. No, I don't want to continue. He might go by. I don't want that to happen. Huh? Your dad says weakly, holding the handkerchief away from his face. It's bright, fuchsia, pink, and glittering in the light. That's weird. Then his eyes roll back in his head, his knees buckle. Your mom yells as you call Instance. Chief Engineer Instance takes your dad's vitals and gives him a cursory look over, but she seems satisfied with what she sees without having to do a big examination. The explorers have started calling this the Shimmer, she says, shining a light down your dad's throat. He's looking a little better, but not much. It's an airborne environmental toxin, likely in the pollen fog. Dad? It doesn't seem to cause long-term damage to the body. Instance explains. She gestures in the air, making notes on her hollow eye that only she can see. I've been tracking its effects for 3 seasons now. The toxin is flushed out of the body after 3 to 5 days, and it's not contagious. She looks down at your father. What that means for you, geranium, since you're particularly susceptible to toxin, you should be taking better pains to avoid exposure. If you must go outside during pollen, use a respirator. Your dad smiles weakly. You got it, boss. He says. Your mom smiles and puts a hand over his. As your literal boss, I'm ordering you not to come into work for the rest of the week. You're on strict bed rest, she says. She leans in to touch her forehead with his. They stay like that, smiling with relief. Even after 1 day of bed rest, your dad is looking a lot better. He's clearly anxious to get back into the fields. You're gonna love the new crop, Mika. It's called a pixie bean. They glow in the dark. He's already pulling on his boots. The fields look so beautiful at night. I'm happy that we can finally find something that could actually grow here that isn't soy, and more soy. I'm happy too. And we'll take our time to go ahead and get a break at the wall. Relax on the wall. Most of the time you're alone here except for the occasional passing guard, but sometimes you're joined by Dis. He barely looks up at you as you plop down and kick your feet through the railing and over the edge. He looks like he's doodling on his helipad. You see all sorts of plants, mushrooms, little creatures with too many eyes or too many legs. He has a selection of plant samplers at his side, like an artist's paintbrush laid out on a towel. He must be quite the junior botanist. He's not drawing plants right now, though. He's actually drawing a person, and not anyone you recognize from the colony. They have long, dark hair, a pointed face, and covered neck to toe in a floaty black robes. They look neat. You wonder if they're Dis's original character or something, like his super cool goth self-insert. Is that supposed to be you, but cooler? That looks nice. Dis smiles shyly, but doesn't look away from his drawing. Thanks. He mumbles, I'm not very good at drawing him yet. I took the month off. Mid-pollen. Next month. Late pollen. Alright, so normally my streams last a full 3 hours, but there's a lot of me needing to voice characters. 2 hours is the most my throat can apparently take, as I can feel the scratching in my throat. So I hope you all have a good day, have a great week, have an even better month. And remember to keep this year better than last year, because for some of us, it's a little much. And thank you for subscribing! I'm glad that my alert box is working. And remember, if you have any spare cash lying around, even if it's $1 or $2, you're welcome. Remember, we have Gaiman's PC fund for his power supply. I am working on trying to get him a better PC that is not gotten from Walmart and actually plays games. He got stiffed. It's $150 for the power supply. So, if you have $1, feel free. Without further ado, I will see all of you on Wednesday for me and Val for Outward. But if you want to catch me sooner than that, check out Val's stream on Tuesday as we play through Elden Ring. Bye!